to my channel. Today we'll solve an SQL question from HackerRank. So let's go through the problem statement. You are given a table functions containing two columns x and y. X and y both are integers and table name is functions. Two pairs x1, y1 and x2, y2 are said to be symmetric pairs if x1 equal to y2 and x2 equal to y1. Write a query to output all such symmetric pairs in ascending order by the value of x. List the rows such that x1 is less than equal to y1. Sample input is xy. Okay. If this is the input, this is the sample output. 2020, 2021, 22, 23. Okay. So so basically here 2020 exists and its symmetrical pair is for 2020 is 2020 itself. So we'll print 2020 in the output. Then next we have 2020. Since we have included 2020 already in our output, we'll just ignore this. Then we have 2021. So we have its symmetric pair 2120 here. So we'll include this 2021. Then we have 2322 and its symmetric pair 2223. So we'll include 2223 here, because the condition is that x1 should be less than equal to y1. So basically 22 is less than 23, that's why we included it here in the output, and 23 is not less than equal to 22, so that's why it's not in the output. So basically we have to find the symmetrical pairs. So if 20 comma 21 exists here and 21 comma 20 also exists here, the symmetrical pair, that's why we are including is 20 comma 21 in the output. If suppose there is a row 5 comma 10 in addition to the rows in this table, so that will not be included in the output because that row 5 comma 10 does not have any symmetrical row. So this is the question. So let's see what we have to output here. So we have to output all such symmetric pairs in ascending order by the value of x. Okay, list the rows such that x1 is less than equal to y1. Okay. So here from this, what our intuition should be that we need to do a self join on this table, like join this functions table with itself on this condition x1 equal to y2 and x2 equal to y1. And in addition to that, we have to put this condition also to filter out the rows where x1 is less than equal to y1. Then apart from that, what I think is in self joins we need to take care of a condition where we have to avoid joining a row with itself. Like for example, suppose there is a um, like for example, like we have mm, let me think of an example here. Suppose we have just 30 comma 30, suppose 30 comma 30 in this table. Then if we do a join here, um, then we will join it with this 30 comma 30 with the row of the second table, right? So suppose let me just write it down here. Suppose we are doing functions. This is the table name function f1 join functions f2, right? So these are the aliases. So suppose in F1 we have a row called 30 comma 30. So in F2 also we will have a row comma 30 comma 30. So when we join, then the output which we will get is 30 comma 30. But actually this 30 comma 30 should not be included in the output, right? Why? Because first we'll see why it will be part of the output. So this x1 is less than is equal to this y2, and this y1 is equal to this x2, and this x1 is less than equal to y1. So all these three conditions, these two, and these three conditions are true here. So that is why this particular row 30 comma 30 will appear in the output, but ideally it should not appear here because um, we have just one row here 30 comma 30, and we do not have any symmetrical row for this particular row. But since we are doing a simple self join here, we will it will give an incorrect output, and it will include rows like 30 comma 30 and say any x comma x in the output, which should not happen. Here 20 comma 20 is appearing in the output, you can see, but the reason behind why it is appearing is we have two occurrences of this 20 comma 20. So for the first row, the second one is the symmetrical pair, and for the second row, the first one is the symmetrical pair. So that's why 20 comma 20 can appear here. But suppose if only this row, first row 20 comma 20 would be there, and the second row would not be there, then in that case this 20 comma 20 should not appear in the output. So hope you got the logic there. So now will we have to think out of a way so that we can ignore such erroneous or unrequired output rows from the output. So for that, what we require is having a row number, creating another column using row number, so which will basically add a unique number to each row in both the aliases. And when we are joining, in that case we'll have apart from these conditions, x1 equal to y2, x2 equal to y1, and x1 is less than equal to y1. Apart from these three conditions, we'll have one more condition where suppose this is r1 and this is r2. So we'll have one more condition that r1 should not be equal to r2. Why? Because in this, using this condition, we will ignore joining a row with itself. So let's see. So in that case, this 30 comma 30 will not join with this 30 comma 30, and we'll not get this in the output. So let's go ahead and write the logic for this. So basically in this case we have to um, create two common table expressions, because we need to to create this row number column for both the two instances of this functions table. So we'll just go ahead and write the query. So select x comma y comma sorry x comma y comma row number over order by x comma y as r1 from functions. And we'll have one more CTE f2 as select x comma y comma row number as r2 from functions. Now we have to select x f1 dot x comma f2 dot y from f1 join f2 on f1 dot f1 dot x is equal to f2 dot y, and f1 dot y is equal to f2 dot x, and f1 dot x is less than equal to f1 dot y, and r1 is not equal to r2 order by f1 dot x. So this query looks correct to me. I think probably we may need to add distinct here so that we remove duplicate occurrences or multiple copies. So still there is an error. So let's see. Select x comma y comma row number over order by x comma y as r1 from functions, f1 as f2 as f1 join f2 on f1 dot x is equal to f2 dot y, and f1 dot y is equal to f2 dot x and f1 dot x is less than equal to f1 dot y and r1 is not equal to r2 ordered by f1 dot x. Hmm, let's see. I don't know. We need to dig it out why we are getting an error. Ideally, this should not be an issue. Let me just write it in a where condition f1 dot x is less than equal to f1 dot y. Okay, okay. Here it should be f1 dot y. Yeah. So I'll just submit the code and let's see if the output is correct or not. Yeah. So we have passed the test case and let me know in the comments if you have any doubts. You can subscribe to the channel and like the video if you have learned something out of it. And you can give your feedback in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this.